nostalgia of firing. So for tonight, we're gonna start off with the light weapons only. We'll do more as time goes on, and we'll probably switch to grenades. All of the other weapons do some legend abilities, but for now, we'll just start with the light ammo. But for all things, I'm gonna get us a big backpack and a red Evo, so that way the shielding is not interrupted. And we'll also collect some light ammo here. We'll collect as much light ammo as I can, and then restock when I'm full. So we'll grab the RE45. We won't add any attachments yet. We'll just leave it as is. We'll add attachments to it later. The RE45 is a automatic pistol. It shoots 11 damage, I think, to a body, and I think 16 to the head. It's a very quick draw weapon. It doesn't need a stock or anything like that. And shooting someone with the red Evo can damage them quite a lot. So I said it does 11. Oh, it does 12 to the body. Sorry, I lagged there. But 18 on the head, and I think 11 on the leg. Yep, 11 on the leg. Now we'll add attachments just a little bit over time. We'll start off with some white attachments. A white barrel mod and a white mag with a different optic. You can almost kill with a red Evo with a RP. But with headshots, you can pretty much kill somebody. With a blue mag, a blue optic, a blue barrel mod, we'll get a little bit of a nicer touch here, a different angle. You can now kill somebody with a full with a red Evo. And have 4 left in the mag. Now we'll go to purple. We'll take a digital thread and a purple barrel mod, and we'll add the hop-up hammer point. The hop-up was not originally given to the RE45 when the hammer point first came out. It was Mozambique and P2020 exclusive, but for this season they added it to the RE. The hammer point really doesn't do much for the RE45. It just feels more powerful for some people. It does sound a whole lot different, with some satisfying headshots. We'll now move on to the P2020. Gather up a little bit more of ammo. And we'll start off with no attachments with the P20. The P20 is a semi-automatic pistol. It also uses light ammo, and the hammer point is way more fun to use with this gun than the RE for sure. It does 18. It does 18 damage to the body, and I think 27 to the head, and 14, 16. This thing does a lot more damage than I thought it does without a hammer point. a mid-range weapon, so it can hit pretty far. It can hit this person all the way over here. As opposed to the pistols, which can pretty much only just hit here. Now how much is it on the leg? 11 on the leg, 14 on the head, and 25 on the head. Oh, 25 on the head, 14 on the body. The R301 can shred bodies pretty quickly with a red Evo, but you run out of mag space, and with headshot, you can pretty much just slay anybody. The R301 is super easy to handle. So anybody can really use this and get all their shots. Now we'll start with the white attachments. A standard stock is used for this so you can aim down sights faster. Oops, we don't need these. And so you can swap your weapons faster as well. I missed it. That's on me. It's all this lag. And that would be the sound of some randoms in the firing range. You can hear other people. You can hear them use their abilities, hear them do all sorts of things. You'll probably hear that from time to time. So with the white attachment, we can get the fast reload. We'll just we'll move over here for now. We'll use the blue attachments now. And now we'll use the purple attachments. The R301 doesn't have any hop-ups. It used to, called the anvil receiver, when it was in single fire mode. The R301 would do double the damage, but of less quick firing. But I like to use it in automatic more than single fire. That was pretty satisfying. Here. And one more time for good measure. Next is the R99, a rapid fire SMG. It is the fastest gun that shoots, fastest rate of fire in Apex Legends. It doesn't have much for range, but when close up, it gets the job done. But not with no attachments on a red Evo, though. Just ever so barely. Even with a headshot, it's barely getting there. One thing that's interesting about the R99 is the reload. It's on the left side as opposed to the right side for many other weapons. I found this very fascinating about the R99. It makes it special. So now we'll do white attachments. The R99 has never once had a hop-up. It is that good. has never once not been picked up. There's always one game where at least several people will have an R99. It was very popular by streamers back in the day when Apex first came out. Now we move to blue attachments. We won't stay here for long though. See, even in like just this small little range, I can't really get headshots off. You really have to be very close. And that's some random Valkyrie shooting her missiles. And now the purple attachments. A digital threat. And now for the final light ammo weapon, the Alternator. The Alternator was on the care package last season, and it had one of the original hop-ups from Season 2, the Disruptor rounds, but now it is back on the ground floor, and I'm so happy that it is. I love the Alternator. The Alternator has always been one of my go-to light SMGs. It is the heaviest hitting SMG other than the Volt. This SMG hits, I believe, the same damage, 16 damage, more than the R301, and 1 damage less than the R301's headshot, and more damage to the legs. It does